We're back now with a consumer alert for millions of smartphone users. Technology in your phone that knows exactly where you are at all times, tracking everywhere you go and keeping a record of it.
Someone knows exactly where you are right now. You didn't post, didn't check in, didn't tell anyone, but they know. An ex, a scammer, an abusive family member, they're watching your location in real time, and you have no idea how. Seniors are the #1 target. Scammers use location tracking to know when you leave home, when you're at the bank, when you're alone. There are 7 ways someone can track your phone without touching it. Most leave zero trace. Some are apps you installed yourself. Today I'm exposing exactly how they're doing it and how to shut it down in 10 minutes. Stick around. The last method is the one most victims never catch until it's too late. Family tracking apps. The harmless app that isn't coming in at number 6, we have the family tracking apps. The most dangerous tracking method on your phone might not be hidden at all. It might be sitting in plain sight, with a friendly name and a reassuring logo. Apps like Life360, GeoZilla, iSharing, and even Apple's Find My are marketed as tools for safety. Parents use them, couples use them, families swear by them. But here's what no one talks about. The same app designed to protect you can be used to monitor you without your full awareness, and it happens more often than you think. According to the National Network to End Domestic Violence, 78% of domestic violence programs reported that abusers used legitimate tracking apps to monitor victims' movements. Let that sink in. Not spyware, not hackers, legitimate apps. Here's how this usually happens. Someone installs the app with you for safety, maybe during a relationship, maybe during a family setup. Over time, you forget it's even there, but they don't. And the most unsettling part, these apps don't look suspicious. They operate exactly as designed, so here's how you check immediately. On iPhone, open your settings, tap on Privacy and Security, tap on Location Services, scroll through the app list, and look for apps set to Always. If you see Life360, GeoZilla, or any app you don't actively use, tap it and change access to Never or While using the app. Now, do one more thing most people skip. Go to Settings, tap your Apple ID name at the top, tap Find My, check if your Share My Location is enabled, then tap Family and see exactly who can see you. For Android users, open Settings, tap Location, tap App Location Permissions, and check Apps Allowed all the time. If something feels unfamiliar, uninstall it immediately. Here's what makes this urgent. These apps don't notify you every time someone checks your location. There's no alert, no sound, no vibration. They can open the app and see exactly where you are, silently. And if someone has been unusually accurate about your movements lately, this is the first place you check. Because what feels like coincidence is often a configuration. And this is just the visible layer. The next method doesn't even require a third-party app, and most people don't realize they turned it on themselves. Built-in location sharing. At number 5, this is a feature most people turn on themselves, but it comes back to haunt them. Built-in location sharing tools like Apple's Find My and Google Maps, location sharing don't feel dangerous. They feel normal, helpful, convenient. That's why they're the least suspected. In 2023, Apple reported over 1 billion active iPhone users globally, many of whom use Find My features daily. And according to Google, Google Maps has over 1 billion monthly active users worldwide. That's billions of devices capable of real-time tracking built directly into the operating system. Now imagine this.
You can share your location on your iPhone with your friends who own an Android phone.
You share your location with someone during a relationship. It feels harmless, maybe even sweet, just so I know you're safe. Months later, the relationship changes, but the access doesn't. They don't need your phone anymore. They simply open their own, and they see your blue dot moving, the exact address you're parked at, the time you arrived, the route you took. There's no notification on your end, no alert, and no warning. You're sitting at dinner thinking you have privacy, and someone else is watching your movements in real time. Here's how to check if you're being tracked with a built-in sharing location immediately. If you're using an iPhone, open Find My, tap People, review every contact listed. If you see someone there, tap their name. Scroll down, tap Stop Sharing My Location. Then take it one step further. Go to Settings, tap your name, tap Password, and Security, tap Devices. Look for devices signed into your Apple ID that you don't recognize, because here's the second layer most people miss. If someone knows your Apple ID password, they can log into iCloud.com and track you remotely using Find My without touching your phone. And Apple doesn't always alert you if it's from a previously trusted device. If anything looks unfamiliar, change your Apple ID password immediately. Enable two-factor authentication. Then tap Sign In with Apple ID to devices to remove from account. Now if you're an Android user, open Google Maps. Tap your profile picture, tap location sharing review, who has access, tap their name, select stop. Then go to myaccount.google.com/security, scroll to your devices, click Manage Devices, sign out of any you don't recognize, because here's what victims often describe. They break up, they move on, then they see their ex by chance and the person casually mentions a place they visited one fateful day. That's not intuition, that's access. And the worst part? You won't feel hacked, you'll feel watched. And that psychological effect, the constant awareness that someone might know where you are, is often more damaging than the tracking itself. But if you think built-in sharing is invasive, the next method doesn't ask for permission at all. And once it's installed, it doesn't want you to find it. Spyware apps, the tracking you'll never see. Picture this, you're asleep, your phone is on the nightstand beside you, screen dark and harmless.
You can now access most of your personal information and all your text message.
But that same phone is quietly sending your location to someone else every 60 seconds. You didn't approve of it. You didn't see when it was installed. You didn't even get a notification. But it's happening. This is spyware. And unlike family tracking apps, spyware is built to stay invisible. According to Kaspersky's State of Stalkerware Report 2023, over 31,000 individuals worldwide were affected by stalkerware installations in 1 year alone, and that's just the cases detected. Now here's how this actually works, because understanding the mechanism is what makes this urgent. Most consumer spyware, often called stalkerware, requires physical access to your phone for installation. That means a partner, an ex, a roommate, even a family member. All they need is 3 to 5 minutes alone with your unlocked device. Here's what they do. They disable installation restrictions. This can be done on Android by enabling Install Unknown Apps under Special App Access. Then, they download the spyware from a website, not from the Play Store. The app installs under a generic name like System Update or Device Service. They grant it accessibility permissions and location access. Lastly, they hide the app icon so you're none the wiser. Once that's done, the spyware logs GPS coordinates continuously, copies your text messages, monitors your calls, tracks your browser history, and sometimes even activates the microphone. And you won't see it in your normal app drawer. Now imagine this. You go somewhere you didn't tell anyone about. Later, someone confronts you about it with details. The exact cafe, the exact time, even who you were with. Your stomach drops. According to Avast's 2022 Mobile Threat Report, spyware infections increased by 93% year-over-year globally. This isn't rare anymore, it's scaling. So how do you check? On your iPhone, spyware is harder to install unless the phone is jailbroken. Check this. Open Settings. Scroll down. If you see an app called Cydia, your phone is jailbroken. If yes, restore your iPhone via Settings, Arrow, General Arrow Transfer, or Reset, iPhone Arrow. Erase all content and settings on Android, where most spyware exists. Go to Settings, tap Security and Privacy. Tap Privacy, tap Permission Manager. Open Location. Look for unknown apps set to Allow all the time. Then check Settings, Arrow Apps, Arrow, Special App Access. Arrow Accessibility Spyware often hides here. If something unfamiliar has accessibility enabled, that's a red flag. Now here's the most effective move. Install a reputable anti-stalkerware scanner like Malwarebytes, Mobile Security, Bitdefender Mobile Security. Run a full scan. If spyware is detected, removal usually requires revoking admin privileges, then uninstalling the app, or performing a factory reset. And here's the most important part you shouldn't ignore. Spyware doesn't just track where you are, it tracks who you are. And if someone installed it once, they may try again. Which brings us to the next method, one that doesn't require touching your phone at all. Because sometimes the tracking isn't on your device, it's in your account. Account-level tracking. There's no hidden app in your phone, no installed spyware, yet someone opens a laptop across town, logs into a website, and sees your live location without ever touching your device. That's account-level tracking. This method doesn't rely on hidden apps. It relies on access to your Apple ID or Google account. If someone knows your login details, or if you once signed in on their device and forgot to log out,
To use and will allow users to share locations with their contacts indefinitely.
they may be able to track your phone remotely through Find My on Apple, Find My Device on Google, or even Google Location History. According to the 2023 Verizon Data Breach Investigations Report, 74% of breaches involve stolen credentials or misuse of legitimate access. In other words, most security issues start with passwords, not malware. Here's how this works technically. When you sign into your Apple ID or Google account, your device registers under that account. As long as someone remains logged in elsewhere, they may be able to view your device location, see the last known location if your phone is offline, track movement history if enabled, and you may not receive alerts if the login is from a trusted device. Now picture this scenario. You once logged into your Gmail on a shared computer, or your Apple ID on someone else's iPad. You never signed out. Months later, that device still has access. Here's how to check immediately. For iPhone, go to Settings. Tap your name at the top. Tap Devices Review every device listed. If you see one you don't recognize, tap it, arrow, select Remove from Account. Then, tap Password and security change your password. Turn on two-factor authentication. Also check Open Find My Tap Me Review, whether Share My Location is enabled. For Android, visit myaccount.google.com/security. Scroll to your devices. Select Manage Devices. Sign out of unknown sessions. Then, change your Google password. Enable two-step verification. Visit Data and Privacy, arrow timeline to review stored location history. Because here's the key point. If someone has your account access, your phone can be completely clean, and your location can still be visible. And the next method doesn't depend on your phone's software at all. It's physical, and it might already be near you. Hidden Bluetooth trackers. At number 3, we have hidden Bluetooth trackers. You could remove every suspicious app from your phone and still be tracked. Not because your phone is compromised, but because something else is traveling with you. Bluetooth trackers like Apple AirTag, Samsung SmartTag, and Tile are small, coin-sized devices designed to help people locate personal belongings. They were built for keys, backpacks, and luggage, but they can also be used to follow a person. Here's how they actually work. An AirTag does not need Wi-Fi. It does not need a SIM card. It does not need to connect to your phone. Instead, it sends out a secure Bluetooth signal. When any nearby Apple device detects that signal, that device anonymously relays the AirTag's location back to the owner through Apple's Find My network. Apple stated in 2021 that the Find My network uses hundreds of millions of Apple devices globally to help locate lost items. That scale is what makes misuse possible. If a tracker is placed in a vehicle or bag, it can update location almost anywhere people carry iPhones. This is not theoretical. According to NPR, in 2022, at least 150 police reports across 8 U.S. states were linked to AirTag misuse within months of the device's release. Now here's what matters. If someone hides a tracker in your car, it does not need access to your accounts. It does not need your password. It does not need your phone unlocked. It simply needs to stay within Bluetooth range of other devices in public. Detection depends on your device. If you use an iPhone running iOS 14.5 or later, Apple built in automatic alerts. If an unknown AirTag is moving with you over time, your phone should send a notification that says an item is traveling with you. When that alert appears, you can tap it, make the tracker play a sound, and follow instructions to disable it by removing the battery. If you use Android, protection depends on your version. Newer Android devices now include built-in unknown tracker alerts. If your device does not, you can download Apple's Tracker Detect app from the Google Play Store. After opening the app, you can manually scan for nearby trackers that are separated from their owner. If a tracker appears and you do not recognize it, the app will guide you through steps to disable it. It is also important to physically inspect common placement areas. Trackers are frequently hidden under vehicle seats, inside wheel wells, in glove compartments, inside backpacks, or within coat linings. Bluetooth trackers rely on physical proximity for placement, but once placed, they rely on global device networks for updates. That combination is what makes them powerful. However, Bluetooth trackers are still limited by physical placement. The next category of tracking does not require planting anything near you. It operates at the network level and often leaves no visible trace on your device. Network level tracking, cell towers, Wi-Fi logs, and IP address exposure. Even if no one installs spyware and no one hides a tracker in your belongings, your phone still communicates constantly with networks around it. Those communications can reveal location data, and there are 3 main ways this happens: cell tower triangulation, Wi-Fi logging, and IP address tracking. First, cell tower tracking.
The actual communication and the cell phone call to the true.
Every time your phone is powered on and connected to mobile service, it communicates with nearby cell towers. Your carrier can estimate your location by measuring signal strength and timing between multiple towers. This process is called triangulation. This is not something an average individual can easily perform. It requires access to telecom infrastructure or law enforcement tools. However, it is important to understand that your location exists at the network level, not just on your device. That means location data exposure has happened not through hacking, but through data handling practices. From a protection standpoint, cell tower tracking can only be stopped by disconnecting from the network. Turning on airplane mode or powering off the device prevents communication with towers. However, as long as the phone remains connected to cellular service, location approximation at the carrier level is technically possible. Second, Wi-Fi-based tracking. When Wi-Fi is enabled, your phone continuously scans for nearby networks. Each Wi-Fi router has a unique identifier called a MAC address. Businesses, retail stores, and network operators can log when your device connects or probes for these networks. Over time, these logs can reveal patterns of movement. Most modern smartphones now use MAC address randomization to reduce this risk. However, older devices or devices with the feature disabled may broadcast consistent identifiers. To reduce Wi-Fi-based tracking exposure, disable Wi-Fi when not in use and ensure that private address or MAC randomization is enabled in Wi-Fi settings. Third, IP address tracking. Whenever you click a link, visit a website, or open certain apps, your IP address becomes visible to the server hosting that content. An IP address does not reveal your exact street address, but it can reveal your city or general region. To limit IP-based location exposure, use a reputable virtual private network, VPN. A VPN routes your traffic through another server, masking your real IP address. Additionally, avoid clicking unknown links sent via email, text message, or social media, especially shortened URLs. Network-level tracking operates differently from app-based tracking. It is less about someone secretly installing something and more about how your device interacts with infrastructure. Understanding this difference is critical. However, there is one final category of tracking that's far more advanced and scarier than anything I've talked about so far: advanced spyware, Pegasus. Most location tracking methods require either physical access, account access, or device proximity. Advanced spyware operates differently. Pegasus is a surveillance tool developed by the Israeli company NSO Group. Unlike consumer spyware, Pegasus is designed for government use and is typically deployed in investigations involving terrorism or serious crime. However, investigations have revealed that it has also been used against journalists, activists, and political figures. What makes Pegasus different is how it infects devices. Traditional spyware usually requires someone to physically install it or trick a person into clicking a malicious link. Pegasus can be delivered remotely through what are known as zero-click exploits. That means the target does not need to tap anything, download anything, or open a message. The infection can occur through vulnerabilities in messaging services. Once installed, Pegasus can access GPS location data, messages, call logs, microphone input, and camera functions. It operates at the system level, making it extremely difficult to detect. Pegasus is not typically deployed against average individuals. However, awareness matters. In the end, location tracking isn't just about hackers. It can come from trusted friends and family, apps, accounts, or networks. Staying alert is your strongest defense. If you've ever suspected someone was tracking you, share your experience on how you found out in the comments. Subscribe and turn on notifications to stay ahead of new privacy threats before they catch you off guard.